What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, to discuss the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, episode number 2. You guys, the episode was titled Hot Dogs and Hot Mics. Thank God they stopped this ish downstairs. Before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss Real Housewives of Atlanta, shall we? All right, you guys, for me, let me see what I want to say about this episode. Did I enjoy it? I mean, I didn't hate the episode, so I guess I can say, yeah, it gave me a little bit more than what Married to Medicine gave me, because Married to Medicine gave me, excuse me, y'all, Married to Medicine didn't give me a damn thing, which that review will be coming later today or tomorrow. Don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. So, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's pick up. So this episode, it literally picked up where the last one ended. And excuse me, y'all. Y'all know we ended at Shamia's party, right? And y'all know we ended with Shamia asking Drew if she was dating Dennis. And here's my thing when it comes to this. Shamia. We were talking when y'all left from downstairs, y'all were discussing Portia. And if Kelly was asking why she took that lady's husband. And so we just moved on from that whole conversation to Drew. This honestly felt like a deflection to me. And if we're being honest with each other, I believe that Portia and Drew concocted this storyline to be, if I'm being real, because something about this storyline just don't give real at all. But that's my 2 cents. You guys will definitely tell me your 2 cents as well. But that's just my little 2 cents about it, of the whole situation. So Drew says no, that they're not, says no, because Shamia says that she's heard from multiple people that Dennis and Drew have gone out to the club. They match each other. They be holding hands. I'm like, okay. They did show a picture of Drew and Dennis at the club. They look like they had on the same color, but okay, whatever, right? So Portia then says that when it comes to Drew's birthday party that she was invited to, she was invited by Dennis, but by that time she had taken her makeup off, so she didn't go. But then she said the next day she saw Drew had posted on social media and Drew looked washed out. And I was like, oh God, here we go. So Drew was like, yeah, you're right. But they showed the picture of Drew and Drew had on a face full of makeup and Drew saying she didn't have any makeup on. I was like, here go Drew with the lying. Like when it comes to Portia and Drew, 2 known liars. So y'all just gonna sit here this whole season and just see who can one up each other with the lies, because that's really truly what is given to me. So Drew is then going on and on about, Dennis was her angel in disguise or whatever the hell she said. He talked to Ralph. Ralph gave his blessing. She says that Dennis said that Portia gave her blessing, yada, 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 right? Now, what I will say is, because I follow Drew on Instagram, and I do remember a period of time where Drew had posted, her pictures, her in the studio with Ralph, not Ralph, but with Drew. Damn, wrong. With Dennis. I do remember her posting there, but the problem that I have is I feel like all this stuff that Drew did was before the season even started filming. And let's keep it real with each other. I honestly feel like Portia and Drew both concocted this storyline to come at us with the bullshit. And let me explain to you guys why I feel that way. So with Portia can't film in the house that she and Simon share together. Portia also can't really speak on Simon this season. Drew. Drew ain't really speaking on Ralph because Ralph is down in the basement. She can't film with Ralph. So who is the thing that they would have in common? Coach Dennis. So I honestly feel like they both working to. I feel like they both working together with this bullshit. So Drew says that she opened up for Tamar Braxton and that Dennis, Coach Dennis, I guess he saw it. He made a proposal to her management team and they went with it. And I was like, oh my God, Drew, what are we talking about here? So Portia is talking about how she's been there for Drew. When it comes down to the hair, when it comes down to all this stuff, she's been there for Drew, and that Drew is a low down individual. I was like, well, Portia, it takes one low down individual to know another one, but okay. And she said, you got the wrong one. And I was like, okay, Portia, she got the wrong one. So Portia then was like, can I break the fourth wall? Can I break the fourth wall? Can I break the fourth wall? So the producer told her, break it. And I was like, okay, break the fourth wall, Portia. What you got for us? So Portia lets us know that you went to the producers and you were trying to film with Dennis behind my back. I was like, okay. She went to the producers and tried to film with Dennis. Is this what we arguing about, Portia? Like, this is nonsensical, but okay. If you mad about her wanting to film with Dennis, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. But I really think that and I really do believe that you and her have it, and Drew had this damn conversation, and I believe that y'all both knew what it was. So then Portia also says, and when it comes to go naked hair, you were trying to set up a photo shoot. And I was like, that I'll give Portia, but it's still trivial. The whole photo shoot thing of it, the whole photo shoot thing. It's like, girl, you really mad about her trying to set up a photo? You ain't that mad about this girl trying to set up a photo shoot, but okay, Portia, if that's what you want to tell yourself, if that's really what you got, then cool, whatever. Like, I don't really care 100%. But okay, that's what Portia's mad about. And here's the thing, because I saw a lot of people talking about it on social media that it can't be just about the photo shoot. Y'all, I don't think it's all about the photo shoot. I mean, it's more to it. But with the photo shoot, here's the thing that I will say about Portia. I get it. Drew was fine. Drew, I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, you know, you don't if you're a brand ambassador for somebody, why are you setting up a photo shoot for their brand, like, and not getting their approval? Like, I kind of get where Portia's coming from. I kind of don't, but at the same time, I honestly don't 100% care because, okay, girl, it ain't the end of the fucking world. Whatever, Portia. Moving on. So after that, we will get into Angela. So, and when I look at this picture, I kind of chuckle a little bit. Nothing against you, Angela. I think you're beautiful. But looking at that nose, girl, it is a little pinched. So with Angela, I will say, you know, and it's interesting how last week I saw so many people talking about it was given Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but I don't really see Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I I mean, I don't know what it is. Now, will I be these title cards? These title cards are busy as fuck, right? Got to be real about that. The title cards are absolutely busy. So we found out Angela has 4 kids, right? So I'm assuming 2 of them are before she got with Charles, and then Charles has a child that's before her, and then they have a child together, right? So they met each other in Chicago. They exchanged numbers, but he didn't use her number until 10 years later when they moved into the same condo building as each other. And I was like, wow. So he got your number 10 years ago, but he never used that damn thing. Interesting. Very interesting. But okay, whatever, right? So we see Charles, he's cooking, making a lot of noise at like he's making a whole hell of a lot of noise in that kitchen. And so she's talking to her daughter about what happened at the party, how they were talking to Drew about her working with Dennis, which it does look funny, her working with Drew. I mean, her working with Dennis. Yeah, it's definitely it ain't giving what you think it's giving, Drew. So we also found out that Angela is a financial advisor and she has like I think she said 5 investment properties that she's trying to sell. So good luck to her, right? Now I know that we saw that clip from next week's episode where she referred to Shamia as Flavor Flav. I do have a question about that though, and I'm gonna talk about it briefly. Why did she say that Shamia look like Flavor Flav? Because I mean she don't. Shamia looks nothing like Flavor Flav. Nothing. Shamia is beautiful. But I mean, okay, Angela, if that's how you feel, I know a lot of people are equating it to a colorist thing. I'm not gonna say it that just yet. I'll wait until we get to next week's episode to see what really comes of it. But that's really all we got with Angela. Yeah, let's move on over to Miss Britt. So when it comes to Britt, the jury is still out on Britt. I don't dislike Britt, but I'm still trying to figure Britt out. I'm still trying to figure Britt out and see if I like Britt. But so far, I mean, it is what it is. She's not annoying me, I would say. Yeah, she's not really annoying me. So, Britt, her home is nice. So, we found out that she and her husband, I think his name is Mike, they got married during COVID, right? So, she's in insurance. Now, I don't know what form of insurance she's in because she never specifies, right? Because there's multiple things that you can insure: your home, your life, your car, you know. So I don't know what kind of insurance Britt is in, but she met her husband because he was a client of hers. They got, like I said, they got married during COVID, but she said they became friends first before they got married. Did y'all really become friends, Britt? Because from what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing, your husband don't appear to really like you like that. And that's just from what I can see on the show. Because I mean, looking at that man, like I said last week, he gave he gave one thing on the in them pictures he gave one thing, but in this episode he's given that he doesn't really 100% like you like that. Just my little 2 cents. So she's talking to her husband about them having a baby, and so she wants to have a baby within the next year. Now, when they were talking about a baby, he said at one point allegedly. I was like, allegedly, but your wife is saying that she wants to have a baby, sir. We also find out that he has a son. I believe his son is either 14 or 15 years old, but she says he wants to be a girl dad. I was like, okay, cool, interesting. But again, he doesn't seem like he's that interested in you. And he damn sure don't seem like he really is interested in having a baby. But if that's what Britt wants to tell us, then let Britt tell us that, right? So Britt also lets us know that. So we find out that Britt's mom is living with them, I think temporarily. But once they have their baby, she wants her mom to sell her home and move in with them. Okay. I mean, tell me what you guys think about Britt. Do you guys like Britt? I know I have something to say about Britt once we get to her scene with Kelly in just a minute, but so far she's okay in my book. I don't have a huge issue with Britt, but I mean, y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments and in the live. Now, moving on to, I guess we'll move over to her bestie Kelly, shall we? Yeah, let's talk about Kelly real quick. So you guys know Kelly has her restaurant. Now she did tell us she doesn't have a culinary background and that she learned how to cook from her mom and her grandmother. She learned how to cook from her mom and her grandmother, right? So she had two restaurants. She has the one that she currently has open, and then she had one in Conyers, but her ex-husband, he closed that one. And I was sitting here wondering to myself, like, how did your ex-husband close that one? Like, did he have a controlling interest in it? Did he put up some capital for you to open it? Like, I wonder, how did her ex-husband have, have the authority to close her restaurant? Like, did he build it out? Like, I'm so interested in knowing more about that, right? So she's meeting with her publicist and with her project manager, right? But with Kelly, she wants to open it by July 15th. Now, again, I don't know what time period this was that they filmed it, but she wanted to be open by July 15th. And the publicist is telling her, yeah, we can do that. But her project manager came and told her, girl, we're in danger. Like, that's not feasible as of right now, because you got to get the permits, you got to map out, you got to make the layout for the kitchen and all that kind of stuff. So right now it's not that attainable. Um, so like I said, it's not that attainable. It's not that attainable at this current moment. And Kelly is wanting to make it happen. I'm like, girl, if you want to make it happen, I'm actually here for it. What I will say is, I did love seeing, the bit her business on this episode. I'm like, okay, cool. I feel like a lot of people were saying it gave Love and Hip Hop just because of that strip club scene. But you guys also have to remember, the girls have been to the strip club on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But okay, neither here nor there, right? Moving on along. So the next thing we get with not Britt, but Kelly, is her and did she go over? No, I think either way it went. I think Kelly, no, Kelly had Britt over to her home, right? And they were talking about Britt having a ceremony because, again, Britt got married to Mike during COVID, so they didn't have an official wedding. So now they want to have a ceremony. And one of them made the joke about not being 3 hours late taking a jab at Portia, right? And then they also talked about the fact that Cynthia, well, they said Cynthia, but it was actually Kenya who pulled y'all aside and was saying that y'all were the ones that were being, getting stuff started, right? So then they also talked about Kenya and the whole ring thing of it all, right? Now, what I will say is, and we're only seeing a part of it because we're not seeing Kenya's side. It's so interesting. We're seeing Britt and Kelly's side, but we ain't seeing Kenya talk about this stuff, right? But to Kenya's defense, I don't think Kenya was being shady when it came down to the whole your wedding band and your engagement ring. Kenya asked a genuine question, Kelly, not Kelly, but Britt. Kenya asked a genuine question. You got offended by that question, but it was a genuine question. Because, I mean, you have an engagement ring on. So she was like, is this your second marriage? You took offense to that. And for Kelly to say, has she saw her ring, in the problematic famous words of Kim Zolciak, the ring didn't mean a thing. Like, the ring obviously didn't mean a thing, because you going through a divorce. Brit, your husband don't really give that he likes you like that. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not gonna attack y'all. I'm not gonna jump down y'all's throat. I'm just saying what I'm seeing on my television screen, right? So then we do get a little bit deeper into uh Kelly. So Kelly said that she went to Tulum, Mexico on a trip. And while she was there, her business, I guess her business accountant or manager or somebody called her to let her know that her soon-to-be ex-husband took $500,000 out of her business checking account. And so when she went to go file the report, That's when she said that things became physical. I would have filed a report, pressed charges against him, and asked them to arrest that nigga because you taking money out of my like money from my business, $500,000. That's a lot of money, sir. That's a lot of fucking money. Bruh man would run me my funds. Like brother man would run me my damn funds expeditiously because he would have to see me. And so she, like I said, she said things got physical with her and her ex-husband. Now I did see a picture of her ex-husband, and that man right there ain't nothing to look at, right? Like when I say he ain't nothing to look at, baby, he is nothing to look at. But hey, it is what it is. I wish you nothing but the best when it comes to your divorce. I hope you get out of it with that man. And that's all I got for Miss Kelly. If there is anything that you guys want to discuss about Kelly, we can definitely discuss it in the comment section, you guys. So now we'll move over to Shamia. So with Shamia, it really wasn't much in this episode with Shamia. It was a little cute scene with Shamia. So you guys know that Shamia's surrogate was also Candy's surrogate for Blaze, right? So the woman Shadina who gave birth to Blaze gave birth to Shiloh, and so we see as Shamia went to go meet with when she went to go meet with Shadina, right? There's so many damn S's. Shamia, Shadina. So we see her. So I think Shamia mentioned it in last week's episode, or I may have saw it somewhere else. But I know Shamia had mentioned that Shadina had breast cancer, and it sounds like she's beat breast cancer. So we're gonna, we're gonna send one up for a prayer for her, right? That she stays in remission and that the breast cancer doesn't come back, right? So we also found out that when it comes to Shamia, well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Shadina, through the pregnancy, she found out that she had breast cancer, right? So both Shamia and Shadina are kind of feeling like, hey, Shamia's feeling like if she didn't have our baby, if she wasn't pregnant, maybe this wouldn't have happened to her, right? And Shandina is feeling like if I didn't have breast cancer, then I could have carried the baby to full term because they had to take Shiloh early. And she feels if she could have carried her to full term, she wouldn't have these medical issues that she currently faces. And I'm like, I hate that they were both blaming themselves. You know, I feel like when it comes down to that, because also Shadina did say, she probably wouldn't have got checked out if it weren't for, her being pregnant, right? Everything happens in God's timing, be it good or bad. I think everything happens in God's timing, right? And that's just my personal opinion. But I also will say, when it comes to Shamia, because Shamia had an atopic pregnancy, right? And my heart goes out to her for that, right? The problem that I had, the problem that I fucking had is the fact that Shamia was like, people are telling her that she should have carried her own child. Y'all are so insensitive and selfish as fuck and self-centered and all I was in other people's business. Mind your own fucking uterus. Maybe she can't have babies. Like y'all don't know what any woman's situation is when it comes to having kids. Mind your fucking business. Please and thank you. If you want to have kids, cool. If you don't want to have kids, cool. If you want to use a surrogate, cool. If you want to adopt, cool. Mind your fucking business. Like that is why I'm so sick of this whole political climate of what women do with their bodies and if they want to have an abortion. If a woman wants to have an abortion, let her have one. If you don't want one, don't have one. Mind your fucking business. Hey, Bill, how are you doing? You say, hey, JB, this thing with Shamia was so eye opening. It really was. You said I had no idea you could get breast cancer while pregnancy because of the hormones. I didn't either. It was very eye opening. You say I'm with you. Mind your business. Like I just don't understand. And most times when you hear people who talk about women and well in the political world, it's the men that are so hyper focused on what women do. But then you do have some of them pick me ass women who echo those same sentiments, and it's like Will y'all bitches mind y'all fucking business? Like, if you don't want, if you don't want to have, if you don't want to have kids, I'm laughing because of y'all's boy Scotty, who just replied to my story on Instagram. If y'all don't want to, if a woman doesn't want to have kids, that's her business. If a woman wants to have kids, that's her business. However she chooses to have her kids, that's her business. If a woman chooses to have an abortion, that is her business. Mind y'all's motherfucking business. So Shamia has 4 embryos, right? She has 2 boys and 2 girls. She wants to extend her family. And so Shadina told her that, she knows a young lady that she think would be good enough for Shamia and her family, right? And, whatever Shamia decides to do, I'm here for it. I don't, I wish Shamia nothing but the best when it comes to extending her family, if that's what she wants to do. But again, like I said, people, mind y'all's motherfucking business when it comes to other women's wombs. Mind your business. Damn. Bell says, but in the climate that we're in, a woman's womb is a prized object. It is. It is. And that is nigga text me. So yeah, that's it with Shamia. Let's get over to the two people that are in the running for a Nobel Peace Prize for Liar of the Season. I'm gonna start with Drew real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up with Portia. Like I said earlier, I believe that both Drew and Portia concocted this storyline to work with each other. I really believe that they concocted this storyline together because Drew can't talk about Ralph. And speaking of motherfucking Ralph, speaking of Ralph, so I'm on Instagram today, minding my good business, and also if y'all celebrate St. Patrick's Day, happy St. Patrick's Day. And the reason why I was over on Instagram is because it's my little cousin's birthday today. She turns, I ain't gonna tell her age, but it's my cousin's birthday today. And I actually texted her for this morning. I was like, bitch, I want to go tag you on Instagram and your shit is deactivated. She's like, let me go reactivate it. Went to go tag the bitch and she wasn't even on there. And she knows I call her a bitch, so y'all don't get like, Jamie, you calling your cousin a bitch? I call her a bitch. I call her a hoe. I call her a slut. I call her a bedhead. I call her everything in the book. And she called me a bald-headed bitch. Like, that's our relationship. That has been our relationship since we've been kids. That we just talk shit about each other. But nonetheless, happy birthday to my little cousin. Bill says, tell Scotty I said, hey, it is him, but I'll definitely tell him it is him. So, Drew, drop it with Drew. Drew, this was just a scene, wasn't it? I'm not saying that you're not in shape or nothing like that, but girl, this was just a scene of film at this gym. But okay, Drew, whatever. Yes, she calls me a bald head bitch. She calls me a bald headed bitch, but I love her nonetheless. I wouldn't trade her for the world, even though sometimes I would love to, but I wouldn't trade her. So we see as Drew is working out with Shamia and with Angela, right? So when Shamia actually before Shamia got there, Drew, I do feel bad for Drew and what she's going through with Ralph because Ralph is an asshole. Ralph is a jerk. Ralph wants money from Drew. Ralph, if you don't get your raggedy ass, cone head shaped ass up off your ass and go figure out aren't you in the music industry? Go make some hit, go drop some beats from somebody for somebody. Like, Ralph is full of shit, but neither here nor there, right? So Drew broke down crying. So Drew says that this relationship with Dennis is just a business a business relationship, right? Now, I'm gonna be honest. I do what the fuck? Oh, somebody walked through the hallway. What I will say is I do believe Drew in the sense that it is a business relationship. But like I said earlier, I also feel that Drew and Portia concocted this damn storyline with each other. That is my personal opinion. Y'all will tell me if y'all agree or disagree, but that is really what I think happened with those two, right? So she says that Dennis came at her with a great business opportunity because she says she's worked with some of the greats in the industry, but she's never had a big hit. Okay, Drew, I get you. I give you that. You haven't had a big hit, right? But you think that Ralph is? I mean, you think that Dennis is? You think Coach Dennis and his tracksuits are gonna give you that hit? Drew, go to hell with this bullshit. I honest like you can work. And let's just think of all the producers in Atlanta, not even just the big name producers. You got Jermaine Dupri down there. You got Candy down there. You got The Dream down there. Those are three big producers. And even with Candy, Candy gave Kim Zolciak non-singing as a hit in Tardy for the Party. But again, Drew, you kind of showed your ass with Candy last season. So if I was her, I wouldn't work with you ever again in my life. But neither here nor there. Gabby says Portia thinks somebody wants egghead Dennis. I mean, let's not forget that Dennis get according to Candy, he buys the women cars and he got women's names tattooed on him. So Dennis is some kind of a hot commodity. What that is, I don't know. It must be between his legs. You think they formulated the story? I don't. Yeah, I definitely think Portia and Drew formulated this story. I really do believe that they came at us with the bullshit with this storyline. Because think about it. Portia can't film in her house. Portia can't talk about Simon, which I'm glad she can't because I don't want to hear about Simon. I don't want to see Simon. And then Drew ain't talking about Ralph because Ralph is in the basement and they ain't getting along. So yeah, I really do feel like they are coming with the bullshit, right? So when Shamia got there, Angela decides to ask now, Angela, you put 20 on 10, but I see with the new girls, I realize that they coming in really hot, and I feel like they coming in hot because they want to prove something that they are deserving of the peaches, i.e., Angela, i.e., Britt, i.e., Kelly. I do like them so far, but I think that they putting 20 on 10 for them peaches, right? So Angela asked Shamia, why did you ask Drew was she fucking Dennis? Shamia never said she was fucking him. She asked her, was she dating him, not fucking him? And Shamia was trying to talk, but Angela wouldn't let her get a word in edgewise. And I'm like, Angela, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And then you talking about the fact that actually both Drew and Angela saying that Shamia is being Portia's lapdog. But Angela, you speaking up for Drew right about now. Drew ain't said shit in this scene. So ain't you doing the same thing that you accusing Shamia of doing? And again, since I want to ask this question, like I saw the clip for next week's episode, and like I said, I saw it on social media that people were already saying that they feel like it's colorist for Angela to call Shamia Flavor Flav. They think it's because she's a dark skinned woman. I don't know what it is, but I don't know where she's seeing Flavor Flav at. Like I don't see Flavor Flav nowhere when I look at Shamia. Shamia is fine as fuck. But okay. Bell says Angela doing the same thing. Exactly. Like she's doing the exact thing that she's accusing Shamia of doing. The difference between Shamia and Angela, which Drew says that she and Angela have known each other for 3 years. Okay, cool. That's fine. So y'all are so, and I'm using air quotes because we don't know this to be true, but they're real friends. But Portia and Shamia are best friends. They've been friends since they were kids. We saw the pictures of those two when they both, were young girls. So Shamia, even on Watch What Happens Live, she was still defending Portia. Portia, you should really look at your best friend and be like, you know what, my best friend rides hard for me, and you should start riding hard for your best friend because Shamia is a really good friend. The way that I ride for my best friend is the way Shamia rides for you. Me and my best friend ride for each, and we ride for each other the same way. But never mind. Bell says, I don't want to see Angela and Shamia go back and forth. They need to dead it. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. So let's go ahead and get to the other liar, Portia. Portia. So, like I said earlier, here's the thing. I'm not upset with Portia for being upset with Drew about the whole situation of the go naked photo shoot because I don't know anybody that when it comes to brand deals, you guys know I have a brand deal with the company for my glasses. with those videos that I put out, that's because they told me what they wanted me to say, and they gave me us. They didn't tell me what to say verbatim, but they gave me kind of like a script that I run off of. As long as I hit the key points in the script, they were fine with it, right? But I can't just go out here and say, okay, I'm gonna do a photo shoot and I'm gonna just tag them and still get my, like you can't do that. You have to get things okay with people, right? I mean, they influencers do, but they still have to get the permission. Like they still have to go through the company and be like, hey, you know, even because even with these people, I had to send them my video. Like they had to see they want to see what I did. They wanted to be informed of what I did. The fuck was that? They want to be informed of what I did, so that make sure it was in line with what they wanted to. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Bill. Influencers do it all the time, but influencers also get the clearance from the brands. They don't just willingly just say fuck it. Because here's the thing. Think about this. Think about it this way. If Drew hires a makeup artist, a photographer, but rents a space to do this photo shoot, she's gonna come out of her pocket to do that, right? But then I'm pretty sure she would be in a situation where she would be like, I need to be reimbursed back for it. And Portia could be like, girl, I'm not reimbursing you because shit, you did that unauthorized. Baby, Portia is a lie. Her and Drew. So, production, I got a question for y'all real quick. Who are y'all shading when both Portia and Kenya pulled up in their Rolls Royces? Because I don't know who y'all were shading. Because up under Kenya's Rolls Royce, it says Kenya purchased her Rolls Royce. Up under Portia's, it says Simon gifted her Rolls Royce. I don't know who y'all were shading in that scene. Because honestly, it's not a shade to either one of them. Because let me say this: would I prefer to buy my own Rolls Royce if I was, buying a car? Yes. If someone gifted it to me, would I turn it down? Fuck no. Especially, and only way I would turn it down is if it's in your name and not my name. Because if it's in your name, it ain't a gift. If it's in my name, it's definitely a gift. It's a gift that I'm gonna keep, and you can't take back from me. So I didn't really understand who they were shading, but okay, whatever. They both now. What I will say is both Kenya and Portia look damn good. They look damn good, right? So they talked about the Drew of it all again. And like I said a few minutes ago, I honestly believe Portia knew about this shit with Drew. I think that they're just using this for a storyline purposes. But again, tell me what y'all think. Okay, so Bell says I don't think they were shading. I think they were trying to highlight luxury. Okay, okay. I mean, to me it just felt, I don't know, for some odd reason it just felt like it was shady. But I mean, if y'all don't think it's shady, then hey, I'm always one to admit when I'm wrong. I thought it was a little bit of shade because I just didn't understand why they. It's one thing to say Kenya's Rolls Royce, Portia's Rolls Royce, but it was a distinction between Portia was gifted, Kenya's was bought. But okay, I mean it's cool. You say because they've been treating the black girls like beggars on the shows. True, true. So okay, I get that point. So then they talked about the Simon of it all again. So here's my thing. So we're not going to discuss that Portia took that woman's husband. We really not going to discuss that. Okay, I mean, if y'all gonna let Portia skate this season, cool. I think it's a little weird, but hey, whatever. So they're talking about Simon, Portia. Like I said last week, you thought you had some gold in your hand, but what you ended up with was fool's gold, right? You thought everything that glitters, that you thought what was glittering was gold, but it was fool's gold. You got tricked. Simon wasn't who you thought he was. The problem that I have with this is, girl, you got with that man, y'all rushed into the engagement, then y'all rushed and got married. You didn't even take the time to really get to know this man. And now you're talking about he had 5 wives. One of them was a fake marriage. Y'all got pulled over somewhere at an airport or something like that. Girl, see, if you took your time to get to know the man, you would have saw, hey, maybe I should marry this motherfucker because this nigga ain't on the up and up. But it is what it is. Then she's talking about the fact that when she left the house, she went to go stay at her mama's house, which is, y'all know, she gave her mama her old house, which that is the one smart thing that I would say Portia did is keeping her house that she bought after her divorce from Cordell. I will say that it is the smartest thing that that girl did. Other than that, the whole shit with Simon is dumb. Two smart things that you did was getting a prenup and keeping your house. Those things were smart. Quitting your jobs was dumb as fuck. But you know what? You did it. It is what it is, right? Um, but she said when she left the house on the camera, she saw that Simon had other women in the house. Are you shocked? Have you now Simon ain't a looker, but I mean, are you shocked? But if you are, then okay, you shocked. Riri says Angela is giving old school housewives with Sheree, Cynthia, Marlo, and Nene. Okay. I mean, this episode she was more vocal, but in last week's episode, I mean, I can see it. I just want to see more from Angela and not her going at Shamia so much. Had she listened to Fallon, she would have steered clear of the scammer. True, true. But I mean, let's just, even though I ain't the biggest fan of Fallon, I think Fallon is an annoyance in herself too. That girl annoys me. I don't trust Fallon's judgment either. Because Fallon was with the man, cheated on the man, got with that boy Jalen. They had a baby, broke up, and now they married. You know, as the age old saying goes, Portia, the way you get them is the way you lose them, and whatever. Portia can't get mad because how you got them is how you lose them. Exactly. So I ain't really mad at it. So Portia, we see her and Coach Dennis as they're out with Pilar, right? So she brought up, him and Drew. He says with Drew is just business. And she said, it's not what Drew said. Well, Drew didn't say anything that would allude that they sleeping together or like that. The only thing that Drew said differently was that, like, her angel in disguise or whatever the fuck that shit she was saying. Okay, Drew, whatever. And that he's like a brother. But she did say he's like a brother to her. I don't know how Dennis is like a brother to Drew, but again, we know Drew is known to lie. Drew will lie too, just like Portia. But okay, whatever. So Portia is mad at Dennis because Dennis is filming with Drew. Now, I call something that Dennis said because Drew said that they had earlier, she said they recorded about 30 songs, right? But Dennis said that Drew was supposed to use the show for promotion, but the album was supposed to have been out a month ago. So, inquiring minds wants to know if the album was supposed to come out a month ago, how are y'all gonna use it for which, hear me out. If the album was supposed to come out a month prior, how is Drew then going to use this show for? Again, how is she going to use this show for promotion? If the album is like, if the album is supposed to come out during the course of filming, how is she going to use it for promotion? Because y'all filmed this last year. We're just now getting this album. It would be one thing if Dennis said, "Yeah, we gonna use the show for promotion." We're gonna use the show for promote. Yeah, so we're gonna film this season, and when we find out when the show is airing, that's when we're gonna release Drew's album. Which, speaking of Drew did release her. She did release her a single last week. Whatever. So Portia is mad at Dennis. I was like, Portia, you doing the most. It ain't that. It ain't. I really feel like they can't concocted this because it's not that deep to me. But whatever. I was over it. Portia got mad. She in her car. Now, that hot mic moment, I don't think it's worse than the clip that I saw of him trying to fight his mama. But whatever. That's really all we got, you guys, with this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments section below. And I'm gonna hop off of here. So, like I said, you guys, Married to Medicine, that will be up sometime tonight. You know who song? You know what? I do want to go support Drew's music, so I'm gonna go listen to Drew's song, and I'm gonna also go listen to Shamia's song that was released last week. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I'm gonna get off of here. You say season 11 was Real Housewives of Atlanta's last good season, and season 12 was their last good reunion. Baby, that reunion, I loved it. Gabby says, I heard the song and it was all right. Okay, I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, you guys, that's it. I'm gonna get off here, like I said. So, Married to Medicine, that'll be up sometime. I've already watched the episode. It was boring for a finale. So, I'm gonna do the review for that and then Baddies. And then I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. As always, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and wash your hands. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.